This is the Expressionless. In June of 1972, a woman appeared in Cedars-Sinai Hospital in nothing but a white gown covered in blood. Now this in itself would not be too surprising, as people often have accidents nearby and come to the nearest hospital for medical attention. But there were two things that caused people who saw her to vomit and flee in terror. The first being that she wasn't exactly human. She, lowercase s, resembled something close to a mannequin, but had the dexterity and fluidity of a normal human being. Her, lowercase h, her face was as flawless as a mannequin's, devoid of eyebrows and smeared in makeup. She had a kitten clenched in between her teeth, her jaws clamped so unnaturally tight around it to the point where no teeth could be seen. The blood was still squirting out over her gown and onto the floor. She then pulled it out of her mouth, tossed it aside, and collapsed. From the moment she stepped through the entrance to when she was taken to the hospital room and cleaned up before being prepped for sedation, she was completely calm, expressionless, and motionless. The doctors had thought it best to restrain her until the authorities could arrive, and she did not protest. They were unable to get any kind of response from her, and most staff members felt too uncomfortable to look directly at her for more than a few seconds. But the second the staff tried to sedate her, she fought back with extreme force, two members of staff holding her down as her body rose up on the bed with that same blank expression. She turned her emotionless eyes towards the male doctor and did something unusual. She smiled. As she did, the female doctor screamed and let go out of shock. In the woman's mouth were not human teeth, but long, sharp spikes, too long for her mouth to close fully without causing any damage. The male doctor stared back at her for a moment before asking, "What in the hell are you?" She cracked her neck down to her shoulder to observe him, still smiling. There was a long pause. The security had been alerted and could be heard coming down the hallway. As he heard them, she darted forward, sinking her teeth into the front of his throat, ripping out his jugular and letting him fall to the floor, gasping for air as he choked on his own blood. She stood up, leaned over him, her face coming dangerously close to his as the light faded from his eyes. "You're reading ahead, Thorn!" She leaned closer and whispered in his ear.
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Come up with something else. It's too stupid.
She leaned closer and whispered in his ear, "I am God." Now they'll never know if that's what it actually said or not. Maybe I just made that up on the fly. The doctor's eyes filled with fear as he watched her calmly walk away to greet the security men. His last ever sight would be watching her feast on them one by one. The female doctor who survived the incident named her the Expressionless. There was never a sighting of her again. There's this fucking picture of like they're dolls. They're all dolls. The one with black hair on the left is like a Ken doll with black hair.
This lady looks like she just got like a facelift or something. It's like, am I pretty yet? Am I pretty?
Oh, Michael Jackson.
I don't know, she gets my freaking skin pigmentation surgery.
I can't get over how much of the black-haired guy is a doll.
Get over what she said. This is the best thing I came up with. It was pretty good until the kitten part.
Till the kitten part made them vomit and run. Wow, what a rude, ungrateful bitch. She didn't even pay her hospital bill. Maybe it was in Canada. Free healthcare for the win. It's not free. It's paid by our taxes. Law. Paid by your taxes. Go America. She's like he didn't even pay for her dinner. In the comments, by the way. People complain about that.
Yeah, God, part ruined it. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10.
Great. I first saw this on Tumblr and the picture scared the shit out of me. I fucking hate this story. 9 out of 10.